Welcome back, gang. It's Deltia from Deltiasgaming.com. And are you tired of dying too much in PvP? Well, I can relate. After playing Elder Scrolls Online since beta and MMOs since the late 90s, I have a bunch of tips and tricks to share with you. So when I'm coaching someone, I find a couple common mistakes almost everyone is making. And I'm going to teach you what I've learned so you can apply it to your own build and playstyle and enjoy Elder Scrolls Online PvP more. So you're going to want to watch this video if you struggle with survivability and wondering how people are taking on so many people at once and surviving. This video is for you. Timestamps will be below if you wish to skip ahead, as well as other important links. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe so you never miss out on any other videos. Thanks for watching. The best way for me to explain this and teach you is to show a 2-minute clip from my live stream where I went YOLO'd off and chased a hammer guy trying to get it for the first time. And what I want to get across to you, I think the most important thing is for new PvPers is where to actually look. You're not looking at your character. The best PvPers in this game, and I'm not one of them, but I can hold my own, are not looking at their actual character model, right? Because the debuffs that are on you, your buffs that you're running, that's way more valuable as long as with your potion and your ultimate. So the first step I want to break down further is where I'm looking and why that's so important. The most important thing for me to look at first is my health resource bar. Obviously, health is a no-brainer. It's going to tell you when you need to play defensive and heal, but more importantly is stamina. My stamina, I put the numbers and percentages on typically because it helps me. That 5,000 is the mark where I need to be able to CC break, dodge, or sprint. If I'm below 5,000, I know, Deltia, no more blocking. You can't because you're 1 CC away from dying. Then I look at magic to know, okay, I have enough to do 1 breath of life, honor the dead, 1 cleanse, and so on. So turn those numbers and percentages on if you can. This is the vital information so you can have those timers and you can visually see, nope, I can't block anymore, I'm below 5,000, or yep, I can block a little bit because I'm above. Now let's take this information and apply it to when I'm getting a lot of pressure. I go in here chasing this guy on my own, and then he hits the ult. So I'm going to slow it down here. When he hits this ult, I have a lot of damage coming. Look, my health gets almost below 25%. I do 1 dodge roll, and I'm paying attention to the stamina. I know that I'm above 5k, so I can do 1 dodge roll into an honor of the dead. And I'm hitting my ultimate to reflect in line of sight. Something I learned in the army that's very vital to you is when you're playing PvP, especially in Cyrodiil, always be thinking, where is the next place I can bound to? Where is the next cover spot? So that's what I did there. I used my stamina as a defensive tool along with my magic and my ultimate to escape and not get killed. So here's another example of being cognizant of where to bound to. I take a forward camp, I'm right in the open. Of course, I get targeted at range, I'm just getting nuked. We'll slow it down here, you can see all those range attacks coming in. So what I'm going to do is do a dodge, my health dips really low. I hit Honor the Dead, heal me up, and then immediately spam my ultimate. Okay, so now I'm going to be safe from all those reflex, but I'm going to the nearest point to line of sight and take some pressure off of me at range because that ultimate from Sword and Shield is only going to last 7 seconds. So I'm going to get them up close because I'm playing a Templar. I want to play the up close game and eliminate all the range damage that I can. So even if you spawn out in the middle of open, you're taking pressure immediately, think, where is the closest place I can line of sight, get behind something, and survive? The next spot to look, and that's really important, is your buffs and debuffs. This is critical to taking this information in between looking at your resources because it's going to determine what actions you take. So if we look at the still image here, the left-hand side, the red, the debuffs, the negative effects, the right-hand side, the green, the buffs, the good effects. So what you're trying to do as you advance as a player is to identify not only the number of negative effects on you, but the really impactful ones. So if there's a hard-hitting damage over time coming from the Dragon Knight, or a proc set, or an ability or something, you're going to want to cleanse those off priority with Extended Ritual as a Templar. Other classes do have some cleanses, or there is an Alliance War support skill line that you can do. But regardless, even if you don't have or use a cleanse, being aware of those negative effects on your bar can prevent you from dying, because you know for the next 7, 8, 5 seconds or so, I'm going to be taking a lot of pressure. It might behoove me to use a defensive ult, my tripod, or whatever I have. So train your eyes. Not only look at the resource bar, but you're also looking at those negative effects. That can increase your life a drastic amount. So you'll notice from these 2 lessons already, we're rarely, if ever, actually looking at our character. Now, for folks that don't play with add-ons, you still have access to buffs and debuffs on the consoles. So make sure to turn those on. Some animations or buffs and debuffs will be very recognizable on the character, so that might be able to help you recognize them, but I almost constantly stare at my bar. Very rarely, if ever, my actual character. Okay, so the next place to look is your ultimates and potions. So we're going to take this clip here where I get a lot of pressure instantly. So when I pull up to the flag, when I'm looking, I'm not in pressure, I'm not in combat, I'm almost constantly looking at my potions and my ultimate. So what it's going to tell me is, yes, I have a potion, specifically in a move ability, and I'm halfway or more to my sword and board ult, right? So I'm running mental timers constantly. Potion, 45 seconds, and depending on the ultimate cost in your class, will determine how fast you'll get this back. Why is this relevant? Because in terms of survival, what I do is I kind of pair ultimate along with the potion and kind of play them halfway. So right here, if I'm going in here, they're lighting me up. Look at that. How much pressure I took. Boom, I got a potion. Okay, now I got a move ability up. I can survive a little bit. I'm looking at my ultimate right now, thinking, okay, how much ultimate do I have? Got a DB up. I can finish this last player off. DB, got him down. So what I did there was use my potion to survive, and then I got an ultimate here just in a little bit. I could have used that another defensively, or I could use an offensive ultimate to finish the fight. So what you're going to do, the advanced tip I'm trying to teach you is use your potions and ultimates, not at the same time, but kind of rotate them in terms of survival. So use a potion and you're looking, hey, potion up, look right here, right here. Okay, potion's down, I can see the little cooldown on it. So mentally I'm running a timer, about 10-15 seconds left. I got a Dawnbreaker up, I got a sword and board ult up so I can get aggressive, and now my potion's back up again. Okay, my ultimate's down, so I pop my potion, and that's what I'm doing. Advanced tip is rotating your ultimate and your potion for defensive capabilities and or offensive. I think it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyways. It's okay to die in PvP. In fact, the way you get better is you usually put yourself in uncomfortable situations where you're trying to push the limits of your build and your skill. So if you're outnumbered, you're taking a lot of pressure, you're taking siege, and you get killed or you get dunked on, it's no big deal. That's a part of learning and growing. So don't always stick turtled up in the keep and expect to get better at PvP. It's not going to happen. You just sometimes get dunked on, and that's quite okay. So we're going to use these tips. I'm going to show you and narrate kind of a battle here. And so what I'm doing is pulling in here. It's 3v2, now it's 3v3, we got high pressure stand build. So being cognizant of what everyone else is running and what they're doing at meta will really help you out. Because stand builds, they're going to crit rush, they're going to charge you, they're probably going to have a salines and a bunch of procs. So being cognizant of what other players are playing is very useful. So now we lost a teammate, so it's just me, 1v3. These are not good odds. There's no point in being a hero here with really competent and good players. So I'm going to kind of pepper them, see if anyone shows up. Nope, now I'm about to die. Boom, I'm out of stam, my health is low. I cannot block at this point. I'm below 5,000. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to go full Templar. Breath of Life if I need to, and I'm going to try to line of sight. Now we have an ally that showed up. Okay, so out of stamina again. Still can't block, but I got plenty of magic. Put the pressure, and you'll notice I'm constantly stunning the opponent too to try to lower their stamina and eliminate some pressure. So we got a low HP target, beam him out, and then now the odds are in our favor. Now it's 2v1. Now we can move on to the flag. So we just survived a little bit longer to get an ally. Sometimes that's all it takes. It doesn't matter to be a hero. So we jump in here. I got a potion up and I got an ultimate up. So I can be pretty aggressive. Take a lot of pressure. Boom, I hit my movability potion. 10 seconds, I can go aggressive. Sword and board ult. Now I can get real nasty and real aggressive and not worry about so much damage coming in. They're running a bunch of procs, no problem. They got tons and tons of negative effects on me. Extended ritual, cleanse it off. I'm looking really good. And now we're getting him down. So now the team's here, beam him out, and we flip that flag. Good fight. Let's use some of the lessons we've learned in Cyrodiil now. So the red team got the hammer, so I'm chasing it because I need content. I need to make videos. So this is going to be a tough one because there's going to be two factions here, and it's wide open spaces, right? So you have to be very cognizant into line of sight. And I could do a separate video on line of sighting, but there's a rock. Always think about where to bound to next. So this rock is going to be my focal point. I'm going to be that annoying person that just kind of runs laps around the rock to eliminate line of sight. Because the moment you're out in the open, you have no way to reflect beyond your sword and board ult. So there's no point in just being a hero standing out in the open because you will get blown up and vaporized. So I'm trying to get an ally up, hopes that we can nuke down and get that hammer. It's probably not going to happen as they got siege. Two factions, we're on the bridge. Everyone loves a bridge fight. So we're just going to post up and see what we can do and see how nasty we can get. Trying to get the allies up. The more people that are around, the better. Got them up. That's good. And so we're going to make our way towards the bridge and see who's coming. We got someone in trouble down there, so I'm going to go attack them, get some resources up. Now my eyes are looking. I have a potion up. I have a sword and board ult or a Dawnbreaker up, so I'm looking really good in terms of survivability. I got a couple of negative effects on me. Mage's Wrath's a nasty one that can kill you, so I'm cognizant of that icon and what it looks like. The more you play and the more you recognize the debuffs, the better you will get at knowing when exactly to cleanse them off. Extended Ritual, again, 5 effects, but you'll know, oh no, this one needs to be cleansed off right away. We got a Sork Overload spammer, so we're definitely not going to be able to be out in the open or those murk us. Now we're getting a lot of pressure, 3 negative effects on me. I got resources going, my sword and board ult now so I can reflect. Someone's locking me down. I'm going to zip on, use race against time, run on down here, get back to my rock. Here's my base, setting up my house as a Templar. Okay, got people on me. I got enough to do a dodge roll. I'm getting low. A line of sight here. My magic's getting pretty low. I got 6, 7 people beating on me. That's okay. I got a meteor coming down. Got a little bit more stam. Here comes the hammer person. Okay, I'm just line of sight and trying to make time. My potion's just about up. So is my ultimate. Can I make it? Can I make it? No, I can't. So I wasn't able to make it there, but that's okay. It was a good death. And the reason I say it's a good death and what I suggest and I want to leave you with this is, if you die in Cyrodiil Battlegrounds or PvP, generally the first thing I do is I look, did I have a potion? Did I have a defensive ult available to me? If I die and their potion was off cooldown, I could have hit a tripod to last a little bit longer, or if my sword and board ult was up and I could have used that to last a little bit longer, that's an area of improvement. Now, if you're getting overwhelmed by 30 people, you're not necessarily going to do that. But in general, as soon as I die and hit that respawn, I'm looking at those two things and evaluating, did I use every tool at my disposal? And then also, Deltia, why were you fighting 2 factions out in the open when you know you're not going to win? Now, if we had a fully coordinated group of 12 people all running coordinated builds, maybe so. So there's an area of opportunity for myself. I could have bound, move off to a resource, regroup, put a forward camp down, had a base, and then started farming the bridge. So I'll leave you with that, is there's always areas to improve on, especially in PvP. There is no ceiling. And so for me, I'm always trying to put myself in uncomfortable situations, especially in Cyrodiil, because that's what pushes the limits of your build. Not sitting behind playing it safe. You're going to get a lot better by looking at the right things, trying and practicing, evaluating, did I use every ounce that I could possibly do to survive. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this video.